Good morning. I am making some prayer journals. I'm using my Porch Prints Prayer Flowers kit, I believe it is. So I've got the prototype done, and I'll do a quick little flip through of it, but then we'll move on to showing you guys how I did this. So on the cover, it's got a little pocket for a tag, and then this right here, the little stitching here, and then I have not finished decorating it, but this is, I don't know if you can see it here. It's not a flap, but it folds open like this, and I got this idea from Emily when she was making her the bee journal that I got, and then also Dr. Doolittle's kit from Shabby Dabby Doodah. So yeah, so there's a little part of the journal here. There's a little pocket here. I'm going to have to keep checking if I'm in frame. I got a new tripod, so we are going to just see how it goes. Okay, so then that closes up. And then there's a middle signature here. And then it's got like the standard journal type stuff here. And I think for a lot of these particular journals, I'm going to leave them not completely naked, but kinda. Because this one specifically is for a gift, and I'm thinking that she would like less pockets and more journaling spots. So that's what I'm going to do with this one. And then I also used this particular one is, oh, let me grab the strip. $49 in market maybe. And they're Flora. I don't know. I'm hoping that it'll focus on that. So that's this this cardstock, double-sided cardstock that I used for this journal. And then I have another flip that flips out this way with a little pocket here and another whole little journal part here. And then I just attached it here, and for stability I went ahead and closed this all up. It didn't feel like it was too stable before then. So yeah, let me show you what I did the first couple of steps. Okay, so I should say this journal is, the cover itself is 5, like this panel here is 5 1/4 by 7 1/4, I believe. Or just right over 7 1/4. Yep, just right over 7 1/4. Okay, and it's a 2-inch spine. And this is me, I use that really, really heavy cardstock. Or not cardstock, chipboard. Okay. All right, so let me set this aside. And so then what I did here is also same size. And then I've already punched the holes and put the eyelets in. And then I'm not sure if I'm going to use this spine piece for this particular journal, but at least for this tutorial or create with me, I'm going to go ahead and leave it. But I don't like how these lined out. I thought I might like it, but I don't know. It just doesn't seem, I don't know. Maybe I'll leave it. I'm not sure. So how I did the lacing up is I actually used some fabric that I had. I got this stuff at Walmart a couple of weeks ago. It's very thin. I don't know if you can even see my hand through it or not. But it's shimmery, and I got 3 yards of it, and it was like $1 a yard. So I thought that was a pretty good deal. All right, so we're going to set one of the covers to the side. Oh, let's go back here for a minute. So I did make templates of a sort here. Okay, so I use graph paper when I'm doing very detailed type stuff. So I cut it about this way, 3 squares of it. And then how I made this to where it was all even is I just took it and I folded it before I punched any holes or marked anything, folded it in half, and I opened it, folded it up to the halfway mark. Right, is that right? Yeah, folded it up to the halfway mark, unfolded it, and then folded this end piece in this way, and then you have to go back and go over a little bit. That wasn't very explanatory, was it? Okay, let me see if I can get a new piece here so we can kind of show you what I did here. Sorry if this is boring, guys, but I think in the long run, it'll end up being helpful, I think. Unless you already know how to do it, and then, you know, obviously fast forward a little bit. So first I took like the length of the journal, figured out length that ways, right? Okay, so see this piece right here? It's just about the right length. Let me just trim off just a skosh, because we'll be off if it's not. Okay, so first I folded it in half like this. Actually, I'm wrong. All right, let me scoot this a little bit. Okay, so first I folded it in half this way. Like so. Give it a good little crease there. Okay, then I opened it up. Then I fold in half. Like this. Then I find that mark there, right? Or not marked, but basically the bend. And I bring this end in. Give it a good crease. Open it up. Do this end. Give it a good crease. Okay. Then I open it up, and this one right here that we just folded, I'm going to bring it back to the middle. So you can tell where it's bendy there. See, they kind of can bend in on each other like that, right? So you know you're lined up. Crease. Okay. Then open it back up. And bring in your end piece here. So, and then if we mark it, let's see, where's our pencil? Here. All right, so there's a mark here. Mark here. Mark here. And a mark here. See, and then on the other side, you'll do the same thing. And then you're evenly spaced throughout all this. So that's basically what creates this template. See? Okay. So once you have that, I used one of these old guys here to punch my holes because my new Crop-A-Dile doesn't have a big enough punch right here, okay? And I was a little worried about it going through this thick a chipboard. I didn't want to try it and mess everything up. Okay, so I guess first I painted it white, and then I took the blue Distress ink, and it's called Chipped Sapphire. And then I just kind of went around the edges. Okay. Then I lined all this up right with the edge. And at this point, you could use washi tape if you want, you know, tape down one side. I just held it like this, and then, you know, made sure I was really lined up with the edges, and then I just punched all the way across through my holes here, okay? All right, so how I did the spine is I do most of my spines like this, same concept, folding it in half, and then I bring this portion to the middle, this portion to the middle, right? So now I have 3 rows going vertically, and then to do the horizontal ones, half and then in half again, okay? So that's what this one is, but if you can see, it's off just a little bit, and I don't think if I had string just like punched and string, you would be able to tell that, but it's off just a little, just a skosh. So I don't know. We'll see by the time everything gets threaded together whether I like it or not. If not, I'm going to redo that spine. Okay, so back to this for a minute. You can thread your needle, but it's not going to be worth it because you're going to have to take it in and out. So I'm going to flip it over. So this is my top now. And I'm going to just take this and poke through the bottom here. Push a little bit through. Thread this side through. Okay. Do the same for this side. And I would love to tell you where I got this idea. Part of it, I saw it on a video months and months and months ago, similar anyways, but when I went back to go look for that video, I cannot find it. So some of this is Emily inspired from her journals that she's recently been doing. Part of it was that other video that I had seen, and I have a feeling it was like a YouTuber that doesn't have a whole lot of subscribers. And I have a feeling I'm subscribed to them, but again, I looked and looked and looked and couldn't find it. I went through all my previously viewed videos and everything, and I still couldn't find it. So now what we're going to do is you're going to take your top, you know, just crisscross them like you would almost lacing up a shoe. And then you're going to stick this back through again. Okay. You're not going to have to worry too much just yet about lining everything up perfection, because obviously we have longer pieces here. And yes, it's going to be wobbly, but I'll show you how we fix that. Okay, so then we go over to the back side here. Probably making you guys dizzy as all get out, huh? Okay. I do kind of try to make sure they're laying kind of flat before I start the next one, just so it doesn't get as twisted as it could. Through this side. Okay, and just like shoelaces, once you get it laced up, you can tighten or loosen them however you see fit. And you really could use anything. You could use seam binding, you can use sari silk, you could use ribbon even. I know that Emily over at Ephemera's Treasures is, or M Ephemera, I don't know why I do that. Sorry, Emily. M Ephemera's Treasures, she uses ribbon to bind, or to make the two, they're 2-ring binder type, but she uses ribbon to for the spine, or not spine, but the, oh gosh, why am I at such a loss for words today? and it's still not coming to me. I'm sitting here or standing here thinking, gosh, what am I trying to say? I guess nothing. Nothing is what I'm trying to say. So, and I guess you guys will probably notice my hands look a little chewed up and spit out, and I have dye everywhere. Well, that is true. I spent the greater part of last weekend dyeing papers and stuff to get into the Etsy shop. And I was using gloves, but you know, you kind of have to keep checking your hands because I was just going crazy and the ink or the dyes went up underneath the gloves and in there. So I've still got some black dye going on there. And let's do the last one here. And then I'm going to check the time. Not quite enough. I guess if you had 2 needles, like 2 yarn needles handy, that would work. Which is probably a better idea. Maybe I'll have to dig through the yarn to find some. Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? The last one, right, gives you the fits. There we go. All right. And so then what I did is I didn't cut any of it, like the excess off yet. And I just kind of work it through, kind of like you would tennis shoes. Okay, and then I just took mine and tied it loosely right here, like this, in a bow. And then I laced up the other side. Okay. So I think I'm going to do that, and then I'll come back and show you how I stabilized mine. You guys may have some different ideas on how to stabilize them. This is just what I could come up with. So yeah, I will talk to you guys in a few minutes.